of Exeter. Time is 8:37. Let's go on to another story now, and this is a suggestion that perhaps Britain should embrace an Australian-style approach to housing for older people, which is much more purpose-built housing for older people. And Phil Bayliss is the CEO of Legal and General. Phil, good morning to you. And if I can, CEO of Later Living at Legal and General, sorry. If I can first of all ask you, Phil, good morning to you, about what exactly it means when you say purpose-built housing. Do you mean like, I don't know, bungalows, something like that?
Morning, Penny. What we mean by purpose-built retirement communities is it's the design nuances. So it's building a community that's built with aging well in mind. So it's minimising trip hazards. So unexpectedly to me, as I became more familiar with the UK health system, 50% of unexpected visits to the hospital stem from a fall in the home for the over 65s. So simple things like making sure you're minimising trip hazards, but also the practicalities of good ergonomics as you age. So designing to age well in your home. It's a little more than a bungalow, so it's about having communal facilities. I think we've all seen with the pandemic, those that you live with and those that you surround yourself by directly lead to your own health and well-being. And building a community of more than just a single home is an important element to keep active and thrive as you age.
Are you talking about retirement villages then, a bit like they have? They have them quite a lot, for example, in America, don't they, particularly in places like Florida?
Yeah, and the reason we don't, when describing it, the reason I don't describe it as the ones like in Florida is they're so vast and they're appropriate for the US in sheer scale, and it's a different real estate market. Villages is a better term to describe what we're doing. So I'm the chairman of a business on behalf of Legal and General called Inspired Villages, and they have small villages which are on average between 100 and 200 homes, so 100 or 200 residents living there, predominantly independent. So the focus is on health span, so maximising those independent health years, and the focus on well-being, being active socially, physically and mentally.
So what you'd like to see is the government actually ticking more of this kind of new builds? Yes, the new builds. So we typically build from the ground up. So interestingly, I talk to the government regularly, and the conversation is different than most. And I was talking recently on a panel with Jeremy Hunt actually, and he said, "So what's your ask?" Secretary. And I said, He said, "What's your ask?" And I said, "The unusual thing is, we don't have one other than we've got a lot of capital to invest, and if we don't need the money from government. There's plenty of long dated good pension money ready to invest in this sector. If only we could get things through the planning system." Yeah, I suppose the problem comes when you want to build on, I don't know, green field sites, or when you want to build on floodplains, and I suppose when we know an awful lot more about that, certainly over the last 10 years or so. So that's where it becomes slightly more problematic. But thank you for chatting to us about that. Phil Bayliss there, who is the CEO of Later Living at Legal and General.